Welcome back to Testimonials, Episode 3. I'm joined with me today of longtime podcast guest Paul Osborne.
Hello, everyone.
Paul, do you want to give us a little bit dive into yourself and tell us a bit about yourself? A little bit more than we already know before we get started.
Of course. Yeah. So, my name, as he already introduced, is Paul Osborne. I'm Tyler's neighbor, and I'm from Blacksburg, Virginia. Well, out from that area.
From that area.
Yeah.
You get a social security card with that?
I'm not giving that out.
Oh man. Well, that's a shame. What you been up to today, Paul?
Went to church with Tyler right here.
Where did we go to?
We went to the Hope Co.
Hope Co. PJ.
It was an amazing church service. I felt very compelled, as so did Tyler.
He gave a good sermon today. He
really
gave a lot of really good points, and then he not only gave the points, he did a little dive into them.
Yeah.
So I think that was really one of his best messages I've heard. My favorite's that first one I heard. I was there in December, and it was one of his building up to the Christmas. It was the Christmas season, so we had one of his like little Christmas messages going on, and it was a really good, empowering message, and it gave me some inspiration.
Nice.
So yeah, he's one of my favorite speakers here.
That's awesome.
How about you? Who's your favorite here that you've heard so far?
Here at Liberty?
Here at Liberty. Well, just who's your favorite speaker?
My favorite speaker, I really enjoyed the one that we had last week of the last convo speaker that we had, that the doctor, the theology professor.
Oh, the one on Friday?
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the apologetics?
Yes, I really enjoyed his speech and his whole testimony.
He was kind of just sharing his story, and it was empowering. And
it was, and he brought the Bible into it also.
It's important. And then you see the human sides of that too. You just see like the dramatic side. You saw about every bit of that because he shared every bit of that. He shared every part. And then he's like, I said some things I don't want to share with you people. And I was like,
I mean, we're all human.
We are all
human. That's for granted.
Yeah. I think it just adds how special it is because you see that human element, and then you just see God still there. Like God is omnipresent in that, which is amazing.
I agree.
Speaking of testimonies, since we're on the topic of that, why don't you would you like to do a little dive in? Tell us a little bit about yourself and your testimony.
Of course. Yes. So I was born and raised in southwest of Virginia, and basically lived everywhere from Radford to Christiansburg to the Blacksburg area. And then, but mainly where all my testimony really starts out is Radford. That's where my mom and dad, that's where they got their first house together. Well, not first house. That's where they planned to settle down. And so when they planned to settle down, they co-signed the house, and then we were there for 3 years, pre-K, kindergarten, and then first grade. And then the beginning of second grade, that's when my mom picked me up from school, and we went over to go stay at my great-grandma's house. And she told me that she was filing divorce against my dad.
She told you that when you were in second grade?
Yep.
How did you deal with that as a second grader? Did you even understand that?
I did not understand it at all at first. And then, I mean, I couldn't really comprehend much about it, like, because I've never really saw my dad that much growing up, because he was working. And then the times I did hang out with him sometimes at work. He was working at a pizza place over in Blacksburg, and I used to go back there and watch movies while he was out there working on his monitor in his office. So, but that was some of the time. But I used to see him a little bit, and he basically stayed at the house for a little bit. I only got to see him once a weekend, every 2 weeks. So I didn't get to see him a whole lot. And then later on after that, I started get to see him a little bit more with visiting him on Tuesdays. He would pick me up after school. And then I get to stay the night at his house and have fun with him. We used to watch movies, grew up, get my energy out, play Just Dance. You know, I was at, I was still in elementary school when all that happened.
Did you have that Wii?
Oh yeah,
Dude, everybody had the Wii at one point. Did you have? You had that? Did you have? I can't remember. There was a Wii 2. Was there a Wii 2? Yeah. Did you have a Wii 2?
The Wii U.
Yeah, it was
the
a Wii
Wii
U.
U.
Oh, Wii U.
Yeah, I did have a Wii U. I
Did
did
you
have
have-
a Wii U.
Did you have the Wii Sports Resort?
No, I did not
Oh,
have
dude.
that.
That was a fun one. Me and my brother, we had a Wii. That was our first thing we had, so we played a lot of that. He never beat me in sword fighting.
Yeah.
Always won. I'd always sweep him by the legs too, because it would just be hilarious.
I strictly only played Just Dance on the Wii, and then my dad also had a PS3, and I played Skylanders and Disney
Great.
Infinity, and then there was one more game I played.
Disney Infinity. Do you remember how big that was?
That was
like
huge.
back then, and it just died.
Yeah,
It went away.
it went away after 3.0. After
I think after when Skylanders went away, that's kind of when
Yeah.
Disney Infinity went away. It all just went away.
I did play some Lego Dimensions too, but it wasn't that good.
Oh, dude,
I did play
Splatoon.
Splatoon.
My
Splatoon
brother
was so
played that
good.
on his Nintendo.
By the way, guys, we have our friend Aiden back here.
Aiden's just not in frame. He's hiding. There's just part of his body.
Yeah.
I'm grinding out the essays right now.
He's getting it done. But
Hey,
no,
man.
I had this. I had a Scooby Doo game on there too.
That's
Dude,
nice.
Scooby Doo, all mine. And then the
Oh, yeah.
Lego Indiana Jones.
I did not play that. I played Lego Star Wars on that. That was the
Oh
other
yeah, I had
one.
that too.
But that's what I did.
Did you have
And
the Clone Wars one?
No.
Oh, that was.
I had the original.
You had the Clone, dude.
Yeah.
Do you remember playing that? You're on Geonosis, and you're just like,
Dude. So good.
I'm way off topic.
Yeah,
I'm way off topic. Sorry.
It's all good. But I did that. But I stayed with my mom, and we stayed at my great grandma's for about till end of 4th grade. By that time, I was out of my like elementary school and more towards the intermediate school, where it's like the transition from there to middle school.
Okay.
And
So you were living for your grandma and your mom for about 2 years now. Is what I'm. Your great
Uh,
grandmama.
it was a while.
Okay.
I can't honestly. It was so long ago. I can't really put the years that much together, but
No, yeah, I hear
it was a long time. And then after that, I we ended up moving to a townhouse in Christiansburg, which she got from my mom's boss at her old place of work. And then after that, we lived there for a year, and then later on she starts talking to this is where it kind of starts for a little bit more in depth about my story.
Mhm.
But from there, that's when my at that point my mom started talking to this guy who they've been seeing each other. I didn't know that they were talking to each other till like after their like 4th date. But I did not like this man at all. But they started talking to each other, and then she brings him over to see me, and I was like 5th grade at this point,
Okay.
and I did not like this man.
Didn't care for him. You
No.
get a bad sense.
There was one point I felt like I needed to run away. That's how bad I didn't like him, because he was over, and then I was just in my room watching TV on like this. It was at first didn't have a lot of money, So I had like one of those portable TVs,
Oh
like
my
you know
goodness.
those little ones you take on like road trips before they start adding
Yeah.
TVs. I was watching one of those on there before then, and then I finally got like a regular DVD player and then a regular mini TV. But I was watching one of those in my room, and I was just sitting there debating because my townhouse is right here that we lived in. My aunt's house at the time was down the street, like one street behind.
Okay.
So I thought about just climbing through my window and then just walking over and asking my aunt to stay the night over there. It was a bad situation I was in.
Was it just like a lot of fighting, or is it just you were just uncomfortable?
I just didn't like him. I found him very annoying. And I don't know. He just had like a type of vibe I didn't like.
Okay.
And then later on, he started to get very bad. Um, but after that, uh, after fifth grade year, they decided they want to get a place to move on their own. So then they moved over to Giles County, uh, and they moved in and rented a trailer over there, and moved in over there, and it was interesting because that whole time I kind of like I wanted to block out just because of so many bad memories. But basically, what happened was from they got married when I was in sixth grade.
Okay.
So been we moved in the beginning of sixth grade over there. They started staying there for I want to say the end of sixth grade, beginning of seventh grade over the summer. That's when they got married.
Okay.
And he had kids too. He had two. He had a daughter and then a son. The daughter was older than me, and the son was younger, and they had like a bunch of family drama over there with that whole situation. I'm not gonna dive into that,
I hear you.
but they live like so far away. It was just my whole Saturdays of being there. It was just going back and forth, not really having time to make friends over there at the time because I always had to be. My mom was working over back in Christiansburg, which was about 30 minutes out, and then so I'd be stuck with my stepdad at the time, and it was just I didn't like him. Like he was nice. It's just we had two different personalities because I'm from the country, but I like city. Like I'm more suburban
Okay.
than uh, rural, but like I just he was more rural, and his whole personality was being rural. So it was okay. I grew up part of the atmosphere of a rural atmosphere, but most of it was suburban. So I was never really part of that.
I hear you.
And but that was a rough time for me in my middle school age. From sixth, seventh was middle school over at Giles because the high school started at eighth grade.
Okay. That's it. I've heard of those.
Yeah, but it was rough. I was a new kid, got made fun of because I was chunky at the time.
You're beautiful now. You gotta. I don't know if a man can call another man that. You're a handsome guy.
Oh, well,
Handsome
thank
guy.
you. I really appreciate that.
Uh,
But it was a rough time from like 2016 to 2018. It was a rough time, but I started actually making friends about eighth grade year. They were still together, but my mom and stepdad, they were constantly arguing, started picking up all the time, and it started getting to the point where he was just straight up gaslighting her just because he at the time he was an addict, and he was like uh not an addict, but he was addicted to smoking, and occasionally got some alcohol after claiming that he would never do such a thing. He basically lied to my mom about all that. And all the money that they were using, trying to save up, he would just use that money to buy a pack of cigarettes and then get that without even letting my mom know.
Okay.
So that was like the beginning of their falling out. And then eventually one day, enough had enough, and I can't remember who served who papers, but I remember they like stopped seeing each other from then on.
Okay.
And I was relieved, honestly. I was so happy because I did not like this guy at day one. I knew he was a piece of crap towards my mom. He wasn't a piece of crap towards me, per se, but he had his moments. And then that was like the end of 8th grade whenever that happened. And then beginning of 9th grade, it was just me and my mom. We were in that trailer, and it's been nice and all. I was still able to see my dad. I started seeing him more moving on, but like I'm gonna start transitioning to that side because with my dad, he ended up back when I was in 5th grade. That's when he moved from Radford. And he started moving over to a different place called Dublin.
Dublin.
Pulaski County. Dublin.
Alaska.
Yeah. But he moved over there, and then over there he started working over at Volvo, that Volvo trucks manufacturer, and he's been there for about around 10 to 12 years now.
That's pretty good.
He's been there for a while, but he's moved over there. He used to go down through Route 100. That was like a separate route that like links to I-81. Anyhow, it's a little sidetrack.
Yeah.
But he moved over there because it's close to work, and they were like the only place around really for him to get a spot. And it was a nice house over there. But he went on some dates, and then eventually he ended up going on a date with my current stepmom. My stepmom now. I shouldn't say current. They're together. but they started dating around, I want to say, freshman year. And they were doing good. I didn't really pay much to it just because I was with my mom a lot more than my dad.
Yeah.
That's basically how it's been ever since the divorce. And I forgot to mention this earlier. It was so bad during the earlier part of the divorce. I had to go see a therapist about it.
Okay.
Just
During your mom's and your stepdad, or your mom and your dad?
my mom and my dad.
Okay.
During that one, I had to go to a therapist and just talk to them because I was still young. It was like whenever they first started out. I was young. I didn't understand completely about what was going on.
Yeah.
Sorry if I'm sidetracking everywhere. I got a rabbit brain. Kind of goes everywhere.
Mine's a bit of a squirrel, so you're all good here, bro.
Rabbit brain, squirrel, same thing. You good?
I think he's just messing around. So you were saying.
Yeah, so, but that therapist stuff really helped out, and just within, they had like a court order thing where I'd be with my mom a lot than my dad, and it's just how it's been since then. Like, I still see my dad now.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but ever since I got my driver's license, I could actually like start actually going back and forth more. So I try to make it more even now than I did back then, just to make up the old time that I missed out on.
Yeah.
And then during that, But yeah, my dad, back on track. My dad, he started talking to my stepmom, and I didn't really. I mean, she's nice. I liked her at first, and then I started liking her as time went on. And but yeah, they got married back in 20. I can't remember. I can't remember honestly, but it's 20 something. It was somewhere around there. It was like 2019 to 2018 to like 2020, somewhere around there. It was one of those 3 years.
Yeah.
But back what I was saying about that, it was good with all that. I mean, every time I went over there, it was fine. I mean, they had some heated moments eventually every now and then, but that's bound to happen. Every couple has like an argument. It's just how they deal with it, really.
My parents don't have. I don't think they have like these big ones anymore. I don't know. I don't live
Yeah.
at the house,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure they're gonna tell me over the phone. But
Yeah.
when I lived at the house one time, we were home for something from summer, and me and my brother were in the house. We got in trouble, so we get sent to our rooms. And I heard my parents just start yelling at each other.
Yeah.
It was over something, and then 5 minutes after they were done yelling, my dad yells up. He's like, "I'm making lunch." He's like, "Do you want some tuna salad?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'll take some tuna salad." I'm just standing there. I'm like, y'all were screaming your heads off at each other. I don't. It's so interesting. It's so interesting. They have love for each other.
Yeah.
My dad got in an accident a couple weeks ago. My mom's been taking good care of him.
Yeah.
She's been very patient, and
That's one thing I really picked up on just based off of all the divorces that happened in my life that I've witnessed through. That, and also, like, I've seen a lot of arguments between my mom and my old stepdad. My mom and my dad, they had some arguments, not a whole lot though.
yeah,
And then my mom and my dad and my stepmom, they have some arguments.
yeah,
But honestly, I think the main key to all that is just a better understanding for one another.
yeah. Well, communication is key, and it's really important that they learn how to communicate.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to say some things you just don't want to say, but you just got to bring it up, and it might lead to an argument, but it's better left it's better left said than unsaid. 'Cause
Yeah.
you can't just
Yeah, because I mean, it says in the Bible that once you're in marriage, you become one. How can you act as one if you have two different minds?
exactly.
That's why you need.
Ooh,
to
there
have,
you go. Ooh, that's a quote.
Amen.
Is that what it says in the verse?
Did you give that to Zach and Kate?
I don't know if it's in the Bible, but that just like popped
I
in
know
my
it says
head.
the two are one. Does it say that in Genesis that a man will get married and him and his wife, which were
And
separate, will
shall-
become one?
Well, yeah, then he shall leave the house of his father.
Yeah.
And join together and be one with her.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
good. How can you be one if you guys have two different ways of?
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
that's interesting. It's interesting.
I mean, really, that what made me think of that is just because based off of my mom. I'm gonna be honest, my mom has been one of my biggest inspirations in life because she's worked a lot, like a lot.
Aiden's giving a tug here to
And-
his mama.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to all those moms out there who make it possible.
My mom is
Amen.
awesome too. She had to deal with me for 18 years.
Yeah.
She's still dealing with me. I came home, Mom. I started hitchhiking. You did what? Mama Malone was not happy when I
She
told her I
was-
started hitchhiking.
They-
I had to play. She about made me put my hand on the Bible and swear never to do it again. I haven't done it again, Mama. I've been staying out of that.
Yeah. But mainly seeing everything that she went through just with my old stepdad, that made me basically block everything out because it got very bad. When I say it didn't get bad, that was just the beginning of it. Like, it didn't start getting bad till like after they were married.
Yeah.
After they got married is basically he started revealing his true self and everything. So, and then she's been through a lot with that, and now she's married to my now stepdad, and after seeing her with that they really do show love for one another.
Do you like
and
you like him?
I like him a lot.
Oh, I can see it in your face.
I like him a lot. he's really nice.
Yeah.
And
I think you like your new you got your step brothers and sisters.
yeah, I grew up as a single child.
So you got that now, and you
Yeah,
like
that was one thing I wish I did grow up with was with siblings, because being a single child sounds fun, but it's really not, because you see all these other people with siblings and stuff, and you realize how much you're missing out on, because
You say that until you're being sat on the face.
Well, here's the
Farted
thing.
by all one of them.
Hey,
Here's the thing.
it's all out of love, though.
I grew up as a middle.
Fart.
I grew up as a middle child. There's about 11-year age difference between me and my older brother. So me and my little brother, there's a 2-year difference between me and him. And I'll say this: we didn't get along well.
Mhm.
We barely got along. But he's someone that I'm happy I got to go through life with for 18 years. And we don't talk that much. I love talking to him.
Mhm.
He's got his reasons for not wanting to talk to me. But I'm glad I had someone. I get glad I had him in my life because I love
Yeah.
him so much. But I know how you mean, because I don't know how my life would be if he wasn't in my life. I love that
Exactly.
little kid.
Nah, and especially with my old stepdad, with his siblings at the time with them, I couldn't really talk to them about anything. And with my step siblings now on my stepmom's side and my stepdad's side, I feel like I can talk to any one of them about anything. Mainly, I'd have to say my stepsister Zoe. I feel like I can talk to her pretty much about anything. We're pretty close.
Well, she's a track star, isn't she?
Yeah, she'll be coming here on Monday for indoor track.
This Monday?
Yeah, this Monday for
Oh,
states.
wow. For states.
Yeah, as a freshman.
She's a freshman? Do you think she's going to get a scholarship?
I don't know.
She could be a VTech runner.
That's she did say she wanted to go to VTech at one point, but I don't know if
She
it
might
was
be
for
going to
running.
Liberty.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's up in the air for her. She still got a lot of life ahead of her.
No, for real. I don't even remember what I was doing when I was a freshman. So here's the thing. I was a freshman right after COVID. I was there. I had the cohort weeks. I was
Ooh.
my 8th grade years when COVID happened, and then next school year was freshman, senior. My first week as a freshman, I didn't get it. I wasn't bullied in the high school halls. I was sitting at home in a dining room getting yelled at by my mom because I didn't do my online learning. Dude, let me tell you what. Online learning was about the jankiest way you could teach anybody, and they ran with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we you got better people in your life now.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got some siblings in your life.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So there's
But-
keep going after that.
Yeah, so they didn't come into my life till around. My stepsister was already there, but she was like fairly young. We didn't really relate that much about then because I was a freshman in high school. She was just finishing up elementary school, getting ready to start middle
So
school.
there's a big difference.
Yeah, it was a big age difference.
Yeah.
But as she got older, we got closer and we had like better understanding because we both like matured our own age. And then with my stepbrothers and my stepsister on my dad's side, my mom's side. I mean, all of them are grown up except for one. One's a senior in high school now, and
Micaiah.
I can rely on him. For,
Oh my goodness! I hear you. You talk about Micaiah a lot.
I
That's good.
do.
It's good you have
I
someone
do.
like that. You got that little.
He's
You guys are almost twins. You guys are
Almost
are almost twins.
bruh. He's so taller than me,
Oh man.
bruh.
Well, you're older than him.
I'm older than him, but he's taller than me. I'm like the youngest man. Or I'm not youngest. I'm the shortest man in that house whenever he's there.
Oh man.
Bruh, it's terrible. But I'm really glad God brought those people in my life because, especially back then, like basically in the middle of high school, because that's when like I started relating more and more to them and getting closer.
Yeah.
And with that, with that, it was like God just helping me fill a void that I didn't have back
Bringing
when I
some
was
people
little.
into your life.
Yeah, because I I do believe that when my parents got divorced when I was very young, and me being an only child, that it not really abandonment issues, I'd say, but like it just felt like I was by myself.
You felt alone.
Yeah, I felt alone, but I knew about God and everything growing up because no matter what, on both sides, my mom or my dad, they made sure I go to church and I understood the message. I did my best growing up. I didn't start truly understanding till I want to say about when COVID hit. When COVID hit, that was actually the point where I started understanding everything.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Because whenever COVID hit, I was a freshman in high school. Yeah, I was a freshman in high school. It was the middle of the spring semester. Good old March. What was it? It was March of 2020. That's when I know it. When 2 weeks became basically the whole year.
Yeah. No, oh my goodness.
It was insane.
Kids are going to be out for 2 weeks. You guys enjoy a little vacation. You come back, we're going to have a lot of studying for you have the rest of the year.
Exactly.
Those teachers ate it. Yeah.
No, I don't even remember doing schoolwork for the rest of that year.
Oh, no, I don't remember it either. I remember going on a Google Meet. That was it.
Oh,
it ruined me, though.
I remember that part.
Oh, you remember the Google Meets?
Yeah, I went on a Google Meet. It was for my earth science, 9th grade earth science class. It was fun because all my friends that I've actually started getting better friends. That was like the beginning of our friendship, and we've gotten a lot closer from then on.
Yeah.
It was me, my friend Nick Pratt back at home, my friend Josh Minkiff, and me and Josh, we got so close. I will be his groomsman for his wedding this fall.
That's exciting.
Groomsman. I know.
Do you know his fiance?
Yeah. We all went to high school together.
So they're high school sweethearts.
Yeah.
Dude, that's amazing.
They started dating like their junior or senior year.
Okay.
But they're really good for each other. I'm glad they're getting together, and I'm honored that I get to be his groomsman because he's been a really good friend to me.
Yeah.
He's been a day one, as the kids say.
Day one.
A day one.
Dude, me and you were kind of day one guys.
Yeah,
you were at Liberty.
are.
I remember it was, well, no, so the first person I ever met was Zach.
Yeah.
And then I met you, first time I met you, I won't lie, I hated you. Because I looked at you, and you fit the description of all the sports guys that went to my school. These guys, no offense to them.
I was like, what a chill guy.
No defense to them. Like, they sucked. And then I don't know what happened. I was walking with you. We were going somewhere. I was walking with you one day. I don't even know how I was walking with you. And we just started talking. And in my mind, I was like, I totally wrote this guy off. I was like, this dude is awesome.
What was your first impression? Or what was your first thought of me?
Of you?
Yeah.
I'm talking about Paul.
I know, but like...
For you? Okay, so the first time I met you, you were having lunch with Nick. And I was still in a little bit shaky terms with Nick. It took me a while to come around. I love Nick now. Dude, whenever I see Nick, the smile he gets on his face, it lights me up, bro. It lights me up. And then he'll always coming in for fist bump. I love it. But the first time I met you, you were having lunch with Nick, and I looked at him, and I was like, who is this cool guy who is like, and then you're like, oh yeah, I'm in the National Guard, and I'm like, yo.
I remember saying
and you were, it was like you're just so well dressed, and I was like, this dude is like, he's doing great in life. And then I got to know you. I'm like, no, he's not.
He's not doing it.
He's better at looking good out in public, and I look home. Well, I dress homeless. I dress homeless some days. You look at me, and you're like, where did this guy come from? Goodwill. I like to dress comfortable. So no,
that's insane.
It's my ADHD. If I'm wearing anything that can like slightly distract me, like a loose thread or anything, it just ruins my day.
It grinds my gears.
No, for real, I can't focus. So I have to wear stuff like it's almost like I'm not even wearing anything. How comfortable it is.
Yeah.
And that's what I kind of got to wear. I've thought about it. I was like, why do I dress like that? I was like, I got to dress like this if I want to like be able to like I'm here to learn. I'm not here. It's like, oh, he looks amazing. You know, walking to
Mhm.
class. I'm here to learn. I get a dress fed environment where I'm gonna go out and learn.
Yeah.
But no, so when I first met you, I was just like, me and this guy are getting along and all. I was like, this guy just looks like that. So then I started talking with you. I think me and you were going to see I think we were going to see Josiah or something like that.
Yeah. It was
And
something like that.
We were
I
doing
think.
something, and we were started talking, and I was just like, this dude is awesome. And then I don't remember, we just kept
Right.
talking. We kept talking, and I don't know how me and you became like
Yeah, exactly.
dude,
We're good
we're
friends.
we're close, man. You're probably my
Yeah.
best friend here on Liberty.
Amen, bro.
But
Same thing with you and me.
no, dude, I just don't even remember how we. I don't even remember how we met.
It all just you just spawned in my life.
You just kind of spawned in
Just
on my life
spawned
too.
in.
I remember that moment we walked somewhere together, and then it was just like a fast forward to like right now. Like I don't remember what happened a month ago. I just know we've been chilling. We've been
What took you
doing
to was
something.
like,
No.
I spilled soup on your car, and then we ended
That
up
was
spending
last
2
week.
No, for real, it was Tuesday.
Yeah,
It was
that was-
Tuesday.
that was
I still
last
feel
week,
so
bro.
bad about that.
Bro, it's fine.
It was, dude.
It's fine.
I'm really upset because I really wanted to
you
eat
look
that
so
panini.
done. I'm not gonna lie. You look so done.
No, and then
Bro,
you tell me,
I was
and then-
ticked off.
And
I'm
then
not
you were
gonna
telling
lie.
about your day. I was like, dude, is this guy's friend? I feel so crappy right. Like this guy's already having a rough day, and then one of his idiotic friends, because he's being stupid, has his paper bag rips and the soup just goes flying on his.
Nah, that
dude.
was funny. It was funny now that I look back at it. It was just a crappy day, so I was like in the moment. But back to what you're saying, that's funny that you thought that about me because I was not that at all. Because I grew up playing soccer up until like 5th grade.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I didn't play it from then on was because that's when I ended up having to switch schools where I moved
Yeah.
with my mom. So, because I went from Radford City over to Giles County, which is a giant rural area.
Yeah.
But whenever I moved over there, I didn't know anybody. I was super fat. Well, not super fat. I was in that
You were-
chunky boy
you were
phase.
well fed.
I was. Let's just say my great grandma made sure I did not go hungry.
Hey, that's what grandmas do. To be
Yeah,
honest.
that's exactly what they
Hey,
did.
they get on me for it too. Don't you worry.
Oh, yeah.
It happens to everybody.
But
My grandma did.
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm
She's-
sorry.
She's quite alive and well.
I have.
Oh,
Dude, that's
oh.
terrible. Dude, that's awful. No, I have 3 grandmas, and they can all cook so well. Like my grandpa's grandma Marge, she makes great ribs. Grandma Ritter, dude, she makes some great mashed potatoes and gravy.
Oh my god.
And then my grandma Margaret, oh my goodness, there ain't nothing she can cook. I'm sorry. She can cook about anything. There it is. She can cook about anything. I don't know why I said there ain't nothing. Is there ain't nothing she can cook? Something you can say?
I don't know.
Is it like a good? I don't know.
I don't know.
She's so good at cooking, dude. Like I don't know, cause I don't know if I'm going to see her at all this year, except for Christmas. Cause dude, I'm telling you, summertime, I might try to see her during the break between I got for the summer and the.
That's the same thing
Pick
with
me up.
my great grandma and my grandma, my nana.
Is she still alive?
My great grandma's still alive.
I'm just asking you, dude. Why are you giggling over there like a little schoolgirl?
She's still alive. She's 80 something.
Oh wow,
She's up there.
my great grandma's also
I'm being
passed
for real
away.
this time. She's dead.
I figured.
Yeah.
I figured. No, I think my grandpa's in his 80s, and then
Yeah.
my grandpa's that passed away. He was in his 90s, and then
Yeah.
happened a little bit while after my other grandpa passed away. I think he was also in his 80s.
I got you.
I had some death for a while, but it's all right. I'm
feel
here.
that kind of happened to me. I've had some death that was my mom during that time. I think this was a godsend personally, and so does my mom. She had a miscarriage with my ex stepfather.
Okay.
So I thought that was a godsend in the long run just because he knew that she was not meant to be with him. Like, it's a hateful way to say it.
It's a dark way of looking at it.
It's,
But
yeah. But,
I understand what you're saying.
yeah, because sharing a child with that man would have not been a good scenario or situation to be in. I can go ahead and tell you that.
Well, it sounds like the household it was turning into towards the end of their marriage probably would have not been best for another kid to come into the world like that.
It
And
would
then
not.
it probably would have hurt her because, like, you obviously went through that. This another
Yeah.
child would have to go through that.
Yeah.
But it's sad.
Yeah. Back to where I was at though.
Okay.
It was funny because I was chunky, and then whenever I switched schools, never really played any sports up until ninth grade. I tried out. That's when I tried out for the soccer team. Didn't make it originally, just because I didn't. We didn't have a JV team at the time because we had nobody. Well, no, that was JV team. We did have a JV team at the time. It's just eventually we never had a JV team since, just because our school was so small.
Okay.
But
See, when we my high school,
mhm.
if you just whipped the workouts, you're on it. They didn't cut people. Football
Nah.
team, soccer team.
Mhm.
I don't think they cut anybody. I think they were behind because
Mhm.
we were like a huge school.
Oh wow.
But I think there was over 400 in my graduating class,
Mhm.
which just some people say is the size. Is he using my bathroom?
Yeah, he
Didn't
is.
even ask. I saw him do his little
He
bottle
knows.
over there.
He knows. He
He knows
knows
I don't
he's
care.
welcome.
He knows he's welcome. I just can't. I like we're at that stage now. You don't even ask.
Yeah.
But no. So yeah, so like it was you just really went into the workouts because my buddy Jashai,
Mhm.
he did wrestling, football, and
Mhm.
track in his sophomore year. He did all of them,
Mhm.
all same year. And he didn't have to try out because he would just be going from one sport to the next.
Mhm.
And he was just like, oh yeah, I go to the workouts and I'm on the team. And I was like, and then he quit track midway through. He's like, I can't do it anymore. He's like, I just don't want to do it anymore. And I'm just like I'm looking at him. I'm like, man. No, he's built. He's built.
Nah. But towards the end of that, that's when after I didn't make the team, that kind of like really made me want to start actually going to the gym and get in shape.
Okay.
So that kind of started out my gym arc, like me actually starting to actually go to the gym. And COVID didn't really help out that much, just because you can't actually go to a gym. You have to like buy home weights and stuff.
Yeah.
But during that time, end of freshman year, that's when my mom and my stepdad at the time, they were divorced. And then that was also the time, about a couple months after that, was when my mom was dating my current stepdad now.
Okay.
And then they started dating for a little bit, and then beginning of sophomore year, during COVID and everything, that's when we elected to move in with him at that point.
Okay.
So I went from Christiansburg to Giles, back to Christiansburg. And originally I was debating whether to transfer schools or not, just to go to Christiansburg since we moved over there. And then at that time, that's when my dad, my stepmom, they moved in, or my dad moved in with my stepmom over back at her house in Christiansburg.
Yeah.
So with that, it was bad, kind of, because I just didn't know what I really wanted to do. I really wanted to stay, and I did end up staying, because it was like the last 2 years. I've just made these friends. I didn't want to transfer schools again.
Yeah.
Having to make new friends only for just 2 years after transferring already like halfway through my primary school career. So, where are you?
Almost got him.
Okay. But that happened, and then COVID basically did all the schoolwork online. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't learn anything.
Nobody learned anything during COVID.
No.
You were a nerd if you learned anything during COVID.
I slept in till like 11 o'clock every single day and didn't go to bed till like 1 o'clock or 12. It was not a learning experience at that
I
time.
played a lot of Fortnite with my little brother.
I did play a lot of Fortnite during that time.
Oh, Fortnite, dude. Well, that's when Fortnite got really big. Was during COVID.
It was.
Fortnite, Among Us.
Everybody was trapped in their house. They couldn't do
That's
anything
true.
else.
Brother,
But
I grinded Rainbow Six Siege like there's no tomorrow.
Rainbow Six Siege is a trash game.
You take. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
You're not gonna stand up for Tom Clancy like that,
Tom Clancy can defend himself.
dude. He's dead.
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
bro, dude.
That's
Did you see
wild.
they're making a new Jack Ryan movie? Like the show with John Krasinski. They're making a
No.
movie. I'm so excited.
I never played Rainbow Six. I was just joking. But anywho,
You're just a hater.
yeah,
We all got a little hate in us.
they hate us because they ate us.
Mine's the technology. I have no patience for technology.
I just get very ticked off when it comes to driving.
To driving, you have a little bit of road rage. I had a little bit of road rage. God took it out of me. Jesus, he pulled it out of me one day. He said, "You're not going to have this anymore."
They yelling at the people at the parking lot help today.
Dude, no. So they were so rude. They were so like, dude, I don't care if you're driving a sports car, okay? Take your Subaru somewhere else. You can't just honk at people in a church parking lot after service. Like, you went to church today, sir. But no, I didn't yell at him. All I said was, "Hey," I was like, "Stop honking." That was it. That's all I said.
It makes you feel any better that people behind you were yelling.
I heard the people. Well, I was on the phone with some people behind me.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Well, I felt very
Well,
good.
actually, sorry,
we shouldn't
let's be
go
honest.
into this. We shouldn't.
We shouldn't go into this.
We shouldn't go into this.
No, we're not going.
No.
to. We're not going
We're not gonna go into.
See,
this.
you're growing. You're the papa. You're the
Okay.
papa of this group.
I became more mature just because of what I've experienced and what I've picked up on just observing others.
Yes. And you knew you were gonna get carried away.
Yes, very carried away.
That's why you're the unk of this group. You're the old guy.
I'm not that old, bro. Unk age is like 26 plus.
Yeah, wait a minute. I'm the uncle.
I'm sorry, but he achieved unk status before you.
He did.
How did
Here's
Whitley
the
do that?
Grace.
His nephew was born last week, and he's already got photos with the kid.
Hey,
Wait.
Hold on. Whoa.
I am actually an unk. I'm a step up.
Do you have pictures with the kid?
No.
Oh.
He's got pictures. Dude, you should have seen it. He was so happy last
I
night.
know pictures of the kid dictated unk status.
But no, it's just I'm just
Bro.
saying. You have unk status. He's a better unk.
I was a step unk before you two.
I'm not an unk. I got some. My cousins had some kids. I'm not an uncle. But I like hanging out with those kids. Now,
Yeah.
I took one of them out to a movie during Christmas break, and I got to sit with her in the theater. And she's in first grade. Let me tell you, there's nothing scarier than driving this young member of your family somewhere,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's just you and them. And then you're like, if anything happens, I'm in charge. Like, it's different when it's just you, but you're like, there's this young child here, and I'm in charge. And you're just kind of like, so I was really afraid to take her out of this movie. I was trying my best to
Mhm.
not go.
Yeah.
And then my dad and my uncle were like, "Oh, you should take her." And I didn't tell them why I want to take her. I love her. I love hanging out with her. But I was just afraid to take my little first grade cousin out to a movie because I was like, what if something bad happens? I was like, oh my goodness. But no, it's a whole different level of stress.
Yeah.
When it's like a kid and it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe one day you'll too experience that when you achieve unk status finally.
Okay.
A little off topic, but back on
Yeah.
into it.
But beginning of started going to the gym, actually doing like home workouts over started doing that over COVID. In the beginning of junior year, that's when I started actually going to a gym. First gym membership was at Planet Fitness.
Dude, is it the ones that are the pizza parties?
Huh?
The ones that are the pizza parties? Oh, dude.
Yeah, it was bad. But I was doing it over the summer before junior year because I planned on playing football that year.
Okay. Did you end up getting on it?
Yeah, our school was small. If you went out on there for football, you're on the team.
Okay, so it was
basically.
like how mine was.
Yeah.
If you just went to the workouts, you were good. Are you on JV or varsity?
I was at varsity all the time.
Okay. Attaboy.
I was third string. I was not good. They
Did
had
you get that
me.
varsity Leatherman jacket?
No, I didn't start.
Ah.
I was third string. You know why? Because they had my small butt at defensive tackle and offensive tackle. Because all we ran was single wing on offense.
Is that person still coaching at your school now?
No, he actually just retired.
Oh wow. So you were probably in the I just don't care anymore era.
Yeah. So I didn't play the whole season. I only played half a season.
Okay.
Because during that time, because they were still strict over COVID rules, I had to miss 2 weeks of practice and just stay home just because my parents had COVID.
Yikes, dude!
And
No, that's
where-
when it sucks when your siblings at it.
Yeah, because they were exposed to it, and where I could possibly be a carrier, they couldn't take me to school, and then I missed 2 weeks of practice. Had to basically text my coach, go, "Hey, I can't go." But I love Coach Williams. I really do. I just hated that we only did that.
You just hated the playbook.
I hated the playbook, 100%. But it's like I get it. It's a tradition because. Funny story, my stepdad actually graduated from the same high school I went to.
You went to Giles County?
Mm-hmm. He graduated back in the 80s, somewhere around there.
Is his picture still up on the wall somewhere?
I don't think so.
Ah,
I don't think so. It'd be funny if it was.
that'd be funny.
But he went there, and then during those times, I think it was during one of my choir concerts, he went in over there and he just started touring around the school, and he was like, "Oh yeah, this place has never changed at all." I was like, "Yep, we haven't been renovated since the 80s. That sounds like Giles County because we're broke." It's crap.
Broke.
But the only new thing that we got over COVID was COVID money. We got a new track. That was pretty cool.
Y'all put it to sports?
We
Dude,
did.
that's the South. That's the South for you, bro.
We put it for sports. We don't care about the school.
Did you guys get metal detectors yet when you were in high school?
No.
Oh, dude, I remember senior year when they started rolling the metal detectors.
We never had metal detectors.
So
in
you
our
know
school.
Rhino Security, what it is right now?
Yeah.
Had to do that with high school
What?
every single day. Well, here's
That's
the thing.
stupid.
I showed up late my second half of my
Mhm.
high school year, so I didn't have to pull the stuff out of my bag. I showed up just in time, right before they turn off the metal detectors.
Mm-hmm.
So I really could have brought a bomb there.
He's joking, guys.
I'm joking. I've never brought a weapon into a school, but
You're not making it better.
I know. But no, like for real, they started rolling in the metal
Yeah.
detectors. I think it was my junior year.
Yeah.
So they started rolling them in there because one of my buddies that I had class with,
Mm.
he had a pocket knife in his backpack. Totally forgot about it. They caught him with it. They suspended him for 4 days because
Yeah.
he tried to bring a weapon in there. He's like, I didn't even know this. They still suspended him. I'm just like, kid didn't know. I'm like, come on now.
COVID, like, it was silly because what happened was something happened to me where the principal had to like pull me over back in freshman year. A kid's bag smelled like marijuana was up against mine. They smelt the bag. They thought it was mine. They checked my bag and they pulled me in and they were like, "Do you have marijuana?" I was like, "No, I don't. Check my bag. I
Smoked it
don't
all.
got any." Oh, okay. I
I'm
did not.
kidding, I'm
I did
kidding.
not.
I'm kidding.
But
Dude, marijuana was big back then. One of our
Yeah.
classrooms got searched with like dogs.
ooh,
And then I worked with the drug dealer that dealed at my school. Works with him at
Yeah.
Taco Bell. And then I saw him a couple months after he quit. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm trying to transfer to this other high school because I can get on the football team. You know, I can be a starter for that." He's like, "I'm not really a starter for the one we have now." I'm like, "You're not a starter because you got caught selling drugs." I'm like, they're not gonna take you there, and you're probably not gonna start.
yeah,
I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, bro.
nah. But
So Paul in high school, COVID years, football team.
back to football. Yeah, I only played half a season. I only got to play like 2 games.
the whole season.
Yeah.
Or your whole career.
Whole season is my whole career.
Oh, you done with that? One and done?
Yeah, I was one and done for half a season
Okay.
because I was like, this is stupid. I don't want to do this anymore.
Okay.
I preferred watching football. So then I basically
Your team's not too good though.
No.
Everyone.
We're trash.
I went to church last week and they were telling jokes about your team.
That wouldn't surprise me.
I went to class and they were telling jokes about your team.
They probably don't even know what school that is.
No, NFL.
Oh, shut up. Okay. Anywho,
Old Johnny Falwell.
Back to what I was saying. I basically quit playing football, but I still wanted to stay in shape. So that's when like I actually stayed going to the gym. And that's basically all I did. Went to Planet Fitness every day after school from like 4 to like 7 o'clock.
So 3 hours.
Yeah.
That's some good time. Were you playing soccer in this time or no?
No, I didn't. The next time I'd play soccer for high school would only be my senior year.
Okay.
But
Did you actually get some play time in that, or?
yeah, I did. I got some play time, but not a whole lot. I wasn't a starter then either, unfortunately. But it's whatever. A bunch of these guys have been playing all the way through. I have a feeling I would have been playing. I would have started if I just played all the way through.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Just transferring schools like in the middle school and then get bullied in the beginning of middle school, that kind of like discouraged me and like made me not want to do it.
Yeah, I hear you.
And then I started actually building my confidence up as soon as I started getting more and more in shape after my junior year, entering my senior year. Senior year, I just started going to a bunch of games, football games in the student section. That's when I was like just more involved with the school because at that time I already had my license. I could drive there, drive back whenever I wanted. It was like a 30-minute drive there and back. It was kind of peaceful drive because it is in the countryside.
That's nice, dude. No, so I grew up. My high school was surrounded by tobacco fields. Tobacco fields and the I like to call the back roads. You know, you driven on the back roads?
Mm-hmm. I've driven on some back roads.
If your high school was in the back roads, you were in that. I was in that suburban country area where if you went a mile outside of the suburbs, you were in the rural areas, and that's where my high school was at. We were pretty far away from everywhere. It'd take you 10 minutes to get anywhere.
Yeah.
We were like 10 minutes outside everywhere, so it was nice and quiet driving there, dude. I just remember driving by some of them tobacco fields. It makes you nostalgic now.
Yeah.
I haven't driven by them since I've been in high school, but dude, I just remember driving back from school, and you'd be driving by those tobacco fields, and you're just like, oh man.
But I'd say senior year, end of junior year, beginning of senior year, that was like also another major part of me. Like I was still reading the Bible, but it wasn't as much. So it was kind of like in between, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like not lukewarm, but like just I haven't been paying enough attention to God.
Yeah.
Because I just been worrying about my future at that point, trying to see where I was going to go to college, trying to get my whole thing planned out. And but it was like late of the real downside of
These do make a difference.
what?
These glasses.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
But the main struggle with my faith didn't happen till like around end of spring of 2023, and then like just spring in general 2023, and then the summer of 2023. Like that whole like 6-month period was like a real struggle. Yeah. Because then I had a bunch of soccer going on, couldn't really focus on that. Just soccer and school mainly consumed me a lot during that point. And then also that's when I started talking to get into like my first serious relationship, and that did not go well.
So we're gonna do a little pause right here, take a little break. Maiden, if you don't mind hitting that little pause button for us, we're going to be right back with you. We're just going to take a little break here.
I'm not.
Welcome back. We had a little break right there. So, Paul, why don't you go back in the swing of things? 2023, going through a tough time. Give me a little refresher right there.
Yeah, 2023, I started going, like, it was starting to get a little rough. Let's see. Been going to the gym a lot in the winter. Springtime, started focusing only on school, sports, and then at the time, the girl I was talking to. And then after that, also graduation, because that was my senior year. And I don't want to say that I peaked senior year, but I definitely did. I definitely peaked. I'm not going to hold that against, like, for the rest of my life, but I definitely did, because that was definitely my prime. Anywho, that's when I was, like, actually starting feeling more confident socializing with everybody, and I started paying more attention with all that, socializing to people in school, people that go to different schools that, like, I've seen through sport or going to the gym and I've seen them there. And then when I was socializing more, then that's when I started talking to this one girl. I'm not going to name names at this point. But anywho, I was talking to this one girl. I think I fell too hard. I saw so much of the good in people during that time that I started being very delusional. Huh?
Don't call her.
I was delusional.
No, don't call her what you refer to her as.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Thank you. Continue.
You better edit that part out.
I'm just going to keep rolling.
Okay. Anywho,
Wait, does she watch this?
no,
Don't worry.
I have her blocked.
Don't worry.
Amen. Anywho, but yeah, during that point, I think I put too much into it. I put all my eggs in one basket, basically, and saw because this point I thought she was very attractive, and she was talking to me, and I guess at that point that was like became like, okay, you're attractive, I like you, and then I asked her out on a date, and I asked her to go to my senior prom at that point.
Uh-huh.
And that was good. All of that was good.
Y'all made a great couple in the photos I've seen.
Yes, I thought our outfits did look very good.
You were very handsome.
Why, thank you.
I'm trying to sound weird when I'm saying this.
You're fine. But with that, I thought it was all going well. I was just getting out of my shell, trying to like talk, but that's where I really struggled with that, was because I wasn't being myself around her, because that was like my first time I legitimately wanted to be somebody with somebody. I lost kind of my roots and started changing myself for her.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And then with that, I guess that was like a start of like a major identity crisis. Like I was still myself around my friends and everybody like that truly know me, but around her I'd like completely change. Which it was bad, because like we first started talking to each other through the phone, which is why I don't like online dating at all, because you're talking to each other on the phone, through the phone, not in person.
Yeah.
And I know I'm on my phone a lot, but it's just different whenever you find somebody you really connect with and talk to them one-on-one.
Yeah.
Especially if they have the same interests in different things and we can learn off one another. But with that, really, that's what I thought was really bad for me, was because during that I was so committed to talking to her And later I found out she wasn't so committed to talking to me because she was talking to a bunch of other guys bes- besides me.
Yeah.
And then we started hanging out a little bit in person. So I was like, okay, this like calmed down my like nerves a little bit, like because I thought she was very attractive, and then that she would just like I was getting played the whole time. Lo and behold, I was kind of right. But anywho, with that, we started talking for about 6 months. But it was weird. I said we dated, but we didn't technically date. It's just we did stuff together that couples would do.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, it's just so long. It was just such a long time period. We didn't date, but like it felt like we did.
Yeah.
But during that time, we broke up or stopped talking to each other during the beginning of fall of 2023. And during that, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of a mess because I've done changed everything for this person. I started like overthinking everything. And during that small portion of everything, I started picking up bad habits. I started swearing more, uh, got easily peer pressured into doing uh, drinking alcohol,
Yeah.
and then taking nicotine substances such as Zen, and also tried vaping. Did not like it. That was disgusting.
Yeah.
But I got into a dark period where I got into that stuff, and like I didn't really have a want to control it. But about 4 months after that, that's when I really started going more to church. Like I was doing all this while going to church, but when
Yeah.
I started going and paying attention, that's when I actually started quitting. And
You feel convicted.
yeah, I've been so convicted with that ever since then because I was like, I really need to get my game together because this is not how I want to live the rest of my life with all that. Because I had like no self awareness and just constant need, like hope that that would like take all my pain away, but really God's the only one that can do that.
Yeah.
So ever since then, I've just been praying constantly to him about like I was just praying constantly about like my future. I just had like a severe fear of the unknown about my life, especially since I was like in such a dark place.
Yeah.
And I turned out like all these different things that I was actually wanting to seek out, like just some type of attention or something like that.
Mhm.
And it was just overall bad experience. But then I started really doing a lot better. I quit doing the drinking, which it wasn't a regular habit of doing that. It was just like occasion. It was like on occasions I'd do it, so it
Yeah.
wasn't super bad. But it was just the only major thing was with nicotine in general was the major thing that got me like wanting to get out of all that just because I feel something that would like somewhat cheer me up with all that. And then, okay,
I don't like how he came out of the bathroom like that.
I don't know.
Especially that's my bathroom.
He's barefoot too.
It's gonna make men stumble out there.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
kidding.
Okay.
So yeah,
But-
so you're in the season of prayer.
Yeah.
So what?
And then I was in a season of prayer, and then he guy reached out to me, and he started like it was one night whenever I was praying and listening to I was listening to praise and worship, and this one song, it has been probably in my top 5 songs for the past 3 years.
What song?
Too Good to Not Believe
Brandon Lake.
the live version.
Dude, that live one is long. It's a good one.
I Don't Care.
Is it the one from Bethel?
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a good song. I love that one. That album is huge. There's so many good songs that are off that album. I listen to so many of those songs off that album.
I like it a lot, but I was listening to that, and then just the words of affirmation that would in the lyrics really just helped me like want to clear up my life. That and another song just helped me to get a fresh start to start back up and being good with everything was Burn the Ships by For King and Country. That was a good song. I like that song.
It's a really good band. I like hearing. I don't hear their music. I don't like. I like their music, but it's just. It's not the type that I like to hear the most. I like that. I like Brandon Lake, Maverick City, Elevation, Bethel. I like those kind of guys.
I've been to a For King and Country concert before with my family. Yeah.
Dude, Chandler Moore came to my church last Wednesday and had a worship night there with Anthony Evans Jr. My mom and my dad got tickets. It was a 3-hour long, like a worship thing, and they were telling me about it, and I was like, Chandler Moore, dude. I'm like, that's one of my. I love listening to his music. It's so good.
There was another point I forgot to mention earlier, but 2023, I actually got to go to Passion Atlanta.
Oh, for real, dude, that is. 2023, that was a great one too. A lot of good. They always have good artists.
It was held at the State Farm Arena where the Atlanta Hawks play.
Okay, so it wasn't at Mercedes-Benz Stadium?
No.
Okay.
But it was good. They had Tim Tebow speak, Sadie Robertson Huff. Was
Ben Stewart there?
Yeah, Ben Stewart was there. I listened to him.
Does Ben Stewart run? Like, I'm confused how Passion works. Like, who puts it on?
Oh, I don't know. But I've been there. It was a really fun experience. I went there with my best friend Nick from back home, and it was a really good experience.
How many days were you there?
We were there for like 4.
Do you remember all who played, or?
Cody Carnes played.
Oh, dude, he's.
Dante Bow was there.
Oh, Dante. I think is it Dante Bow or is it Dante Bowie?
I call him Bow.
I
said Bow.
Bow.
Yeah, but he was there. I really liked Dante Bow.
Dude, Dante has one of the nicest voices you'll ever hear. It's have you heard about what's happened with him? It's really because Maverick City was that big thing. Had Lake, Chandler Moore, Dante, and Lake left and started his own thing. You know, great for him. Great for him. He took off. He's huge now.
Yeah.
Tons of tours, tons of songs. He's got a new album coming out. Still doing stuff with Moore and have you seen the Sons of Sunday?
Yeah.
Music, dude. The songs they dropped on Friday, I can't stop listening to those songs.
Yeah.
I heard one of the ones I keep listening to this morning at Hope Co, and I'm just like, that song's gonna be doing so much for people. I felt like those songs. These are like some mental health. Some of these songs are like mental health songs, and I feel like that's what they dropped on Friday.
Yeah, but I was basically had like a Holy Spirit high, I guess you could say. I was like filled with it going there, and it kept me up until like when I met that girl.
Yeah,
and that's when like I kind of like turned from there. So, and then I was like just in a very dark season of my life, and then soon out of high school, I started actually starting to pick up everything, and then eventually went to community college back at home, got my associate's degree, graduated last year, and then transferred here, and I don't regret a single decision I made, because if I made a different decision, I don't know what would happen. So
I told this to somebody today. I was like, I regret nothing that I've done, because every moment and every decision I made has led me here.
Exactly. And another one to go on top of that is like the only reason why we're here today and we go through similar situations is just to learn from our past mistakes that we have done, so that way we don't make them again. and just have like the hurt that we felt before.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, it's awesome, Paul. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for
Mhm.
speaking. You've been out multiple times.
Yeah.
I think this is the longest episode you've ever been on. It's just been me and you chatting.
Yeah, it's been a very long one, but
Do you remember when we started? I think it was 9:30, and it's
yeah,
11:11 right now.
that's insane. No, but it's a pleasure for
It's
you
a
having
pleasure.
me.
Is there anything you'd like to say to people out there that have gone through something you've gone through?
Yeah.
Any words of encouragement you'd like to give about?
Yeah. So if you ever feel like you're by yourself, you're not by yourself at all. Because I felt like I was by myself for probably majority of my childhood, even though I had my parents, but both of them were working and everything. So I had someone else taking care of me. That and being an only child, didn't really have anybody my age to hang out with because I didn't really have friends over. But even with all that, God's always with you. Like no matter how bad or depressed that you feel like that no one's physically there, just remember his word that he's always with you. He never abandoned you at all. Just pray to him and he'll respond in one way or another.
That's great. That's awesome, man. Well, thank you again for coming out. If you like what you see, give us a follow, like, however you're watching us on 3 different platforms. It's always a fun thing to manage. I finally got them all
Mhm.
down now. I was able to get everything uploaded in like 2 hours. So it was
Attaboy.
pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
Also, shout out to David Lynn Tutoring Service for INFT and stats work.
$25 an hour. That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, ain't that right, David?
David Lynn has no comment at this time, but he would like to thank everybody for his support and would like to, I think we all needed David Lynn in our lives. He helped me out today with
Mhm.
some of my stuff, and he thankfully did not charge me, which is just amazing because that's the awesome guy that he is. This David Lynn Tutoring Services now,
No.
guys. Use
No.
promo code 144 to get $5 off your first hour.
Amen.
Well, thank you again, and continue with us on this journey of testimonials. We should have some more videos. Obviously, this is not coming out. First video will be out with the Zach Warner. So give that a follow if this is your first time listening to us. Give us a little follow, and I know these are some longer videos, but just keep listening and just keep hearing what just some amazing stories. And, so yeah. Well, thank you
Amen.
everybody, and have a good night.
Yep.